Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Jane Lawrence and I come with a lot of juicy content. On today's episode, I'm going to be talking about something really crucial that would help you have a better sex life with your man or with your woman. Now, there is something called orgasm gap. And I don't think a lot of people understand that. I don't think a lot of men, most especially, understand that because this bothers around you figuring out how long it takes for a woman to reach her orgasm, and how long it takes you to reach your orgasm. Now, one of the reasons why women are not able or they're not capable of reaching their orgasm, especially during vaginal penetration, is because men have not yet realized that there is a thing called orgasm gap. That gap is the only thing that prevents both of you from simultaneously reaching your climax, because it is possible for you to reach your climax simultaneously, that is, especially if you've been with your spouse for a very long time, or and you're maybe not a very long time, but you're very intuitive, you're very open to learning your partner's body and discovering what duration it takes for them, or what time frame or time span it takes for her to reach her orgasm, the things that you need to do to propel her to that point of cataclysmic orgasm. That's why it is very crucial for a man to understand, his woman's anatomy. First and foremost, you need to realize that God built women in such a very wonderful way. If you're a man, listen to this because it's very crucial that you know this fact. Understand that a woman has been built by God in such a way that her erogenous spots are buried inside of her. It's more or less like God wants you to excavate. God wants you to figure out, wants you to dig in to find out her spot. You see the G spot, he hides it about 2 to 3 inches deep from the opening of a juicy part. There is A spot, and that A spot is called the anterior fornix. It is found between the bladder and the cervix. So you can see how deep God has placed those erogenous spots, that when you are able to find them, excavate them, dig them out, explore them, it will get her to her climax. Listen, love making is an art. I'm not talking about sex now, because to some people, sex is all about, reaching the destination. It is not about the journey. If you know me too well that I always talk about the journey. More journey than the destination. If you can get the journey right, if you can get the stops right, if you can get to the right bus stop, if you can study the surrounding, what makes up that bus stop, and you can explore the terrains around that bus stop, you will definitely get that woman to the destination. So half the time, a lot of married people, I'm talking to the married ones now, a lot of people focus their attention on the goal. And that's why you can see a man always asking, oh, are you almost there? Are you almost there? Are you almost there? No. Sometimes you don't necessarily have to ask her whether she's there. You will know that she's about to get there from the things that you do, from the responses that you get from her. And all of these processes comes as a result of you understanding her body. Now, have it at the back of your mind that everybody is individualistically different. So what you did to XA might not simply apply to your current woman. Okay, fine. There are general things that you can do to a woman, to every woman, that can get them really sensitized, that can get them really excited. But you need to also understand certain things about your partner, what patterns they like, how they like to be stroked, how they like to be touched. The patterns that you used on XA or woman A to get her there might not be the same pattern that you can use or that you can apply to your current girlfriend. Your XA might like it fast. Your current girlfriend might like it slow. So you have to understand that people are different in how they receive pleasure. That means you have to ask how they want to be pleased. Do not work by intuition. Do not work from your past knowledge. Sit your woman down and ask her, baby, how do you like to be pleasured? What are your buttons? Because it will be very funny to you to find out that you've been with this person for like 5 years and you don't know that their erogenous spot is maybe the back of their neck, or maybe the back of their knee, or maybe even their ears. And all along you've been kissing them, all along you think it's their twin towers that get them really excited, or maybe down there. Okay, down there is quite general, all right? But you need to just figure out what exactly gets them faster, because for every individual, there is one part of their body that when you touch, it gets them fast, it gets them there. Ask question. When making love, you have to be communicative. You have to open the door for communication. It is not the time for you to be silent, or you're just doing things that come to your head, or touch this area. You know, women are usually sensitive in this area. Touch this area, so she would get sensitive. She would enjoy the pleasure. No, ask her, do you like it? How would you like me to treat you? How would you like me to pleasure you? Same thing goes for men too. Ask a man, how much pressure do you want me to apply on your joystick? Because some men may like it soft pressure, not too strong, not too hard. There are some men who are used to hard pressure, so they want you to apply pressure, hold it tight. All right, so ask is very important. What are those things that you need to touch on your partner's body that will get them there quicker? Ask them. Be open to communicating, and men, be open to receiving, be open to learning, be open. Do not allow when it comes to satisfying a woman or your partner, whether men or women, throw your ego aside. Don't bring your ego or pride to the bed. That is not the time for you to bring your pride, and your ego should be on the streets. It should be in the street, and your pride and ego should be able to bring money to the table. Do you understand? Clean money to the table. But when it comes to your bedroom, you see that pride, throw it away, because you are a learner, you're a student in the bedroom. You never know it all. You might be in a relationship with this person for a long time. You might not even know what gets them to their climax. So back onto what I call the orgasm gap. It is very important that you understand that the period in time for which a woman reaches her orgasm is quite slower than the period in time for which men reach their orgasm. So when you have an understanding that I come quicker than my woman, you'll be able to slow down the pace at which you get pretty much excited to the point where you are close to the edge. Whenever you feel like you're close to the edge, you should have that willpower to hold yourself. That's why sometimes I always encourage men to practice edging. Edging is when you're at the point of orgasm, or you're at the point of ejaculating, you hold yourself. You do not indulge, or you do not fully indulge in that feeling or in that sensation that would tip you over the edge where you now have to orgasm or climax or ejaculate. You hold it, because that is the only way that you will be able to bridge the gap between that space, or between that time your woman reaches her orgasm and between the time that you reach your orgasm. And if you can master that edging, right? And the only way that you can master that edging is maybe when you practice self-pleasuring by yourself, all by yourself. When you pleasure yourself and you get to a point where you're about to orgasm, you hold yourself. Women can also do it too. You hold yourself till the pleasure, the sensation reduces. Then you continue. Or maybe you are inside of your woman and you're about to orgasm and you ask her, baby, are you close to it? Because I'm about to. And if she tells you, no, I'm not, do not come yet. Make sure you stop whatever you're doing. Even if you're thirsting, stop whatever you're doing. Make sure that you are distracted in such a way that you're focusing on other areas of her body. Even if you have to withdraw and focus on other part of her body that can get her close to the edge. And that's why foreplay is very important. First things first, you have to be selfless in the bedroom. For all partners, both men and women, you have to be selfless. When it comes to the bedroom, there is nothing like being selfish in the bedroom. Throw it out of the bedroom fast. Both of you have to be selfless. So now, you get your woman to the edge by doing all of those juicy things during foreplay, kissing her, playing with a twin tower. Also realize that you can quickly get her up there when you're a little bit softer. It depends on the woman, and basically for me, I like it softer, not hard. Like when it comes to pleasuring with the tongue, and make sure that you walk well with your tongue. You see, your tongue is as powerful, is as potent as the weapon that you're working with. If you know how to play with this towel right here, this instrument right here on your woman's body, or even for you as a woman, if you know how to play with your tongue on your man's body, you've done about, give or take, 50% of the work. Then we're talking about hands too. Applying pressure, how to work with pressure of your hands. That's what I call the magic of your hands. All of these things are during foreplay. These are the things that can push you to the edge, especially the woman, that can bring the woman to the cliff. Now, when you see that the woman cannot handle all of the things that you're doing to her, from the crown of her head to the sole of to her feet, you are actually working on every corner. See, they're very sensitive spots of the body. I have clips on how different sensitive parts of, the human anatomy. Every part of your body has nerve endings that you can spot on and activate. Even the ones that you think, even the fingers that you think that doesn't carry much sensation. If you can play around it in a very artistic way, you will get certain unusual parts of that person's body to become their erogenous spots. It's all about what you actually do and how you do those things with your tongue, even with your lips. Love making is an art. It's not something to be rushed. Except you want to have quickies. There are times like that. But if you want to have a soul level kind of intimacy with your spouse, then you have to take it slow. You have to be very intuitive. You have to be very open. Open soul, open in your soul, open in your mind, open in your body. You're going to be very attentive to your partner in such a way that for you, it is how you want to connect with their body, their skin. You want to study them. So you're touching them in such a way that it feels as if you really want to study this human anatomy. You want to study every nooks and crannies of their bodies. You want to know the terrain. You want to activate spots in them that no other person has been able to pay attention well enough to activate some certain spots. You can activate certain spots on your man's body or on your woman's body that they never in their wildest imagination thought can be activated or can be sensitive or can be receptive to touch. It is all about you paying attention, detailed attention to your spouse. All right? Detailed attention to your spouse. And these are the things that I'm saying in both ways. Women, you also need to understand that there are certain parts of a man's body that are very sensitive. You don't forget about the frenulum. Frenulum is equivalent to the what I usually call it the powerhouse, aka the clit. If you know how to play very well with the frenulum, you can get a man to orgasm just by playing with the frenulum. With your tongue on the frenulum, you can just play with it. You don't even have to wrap your lips around his joystick. Just playing with the frenulum can get you there. The pattern of your tongue, the technique that you play with your tongue. All right? So listen, when you come to the bedroom, to your man, to your woman, and it is not a quickie, you're not coming in for quickie, you're coming to bond with him on a soul level, on a deeper level, on a dimension that is deeper than the ordinary. So much so that even if both of you do not reach your orgasm, you know your soul has been satisfied. You have to always come to the bedroom with a mindset that you're coming to worship your partner's body. See, when you're making love to your partner, you should understand that making love is like you worshiping your partner's body. No part of your partner's body, your husband's body, your wife's body is out of how do I call it now? Out of bounds, except they don't like certain things. All right? No part of their bodies are out of bounds, and unless those parts are parts that are detrimental to your health. Like for me, the second door, out of bounds, because that's where bacteria are. Do you get? That's where bacteria, there is no how you clean the second door that it will be perfectly clean. So even if you're doing the second door, I mean, like you want to toss the salad, make sure that you're using Ultradam. It is so important because your health is very, 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 very important. So like I mentioned earlier, women have been made in such a way that, you know, our erogenous spots are buried inside and you have to look for them. You have to take time to look for them. Some men are not patient in the bedroom, and that's why you don't have a fulfilling sexual relationship with your woman. And you know, the funny thing is that except the woman really loves you, most women cheat on their spouses without them even knowing. And you know the fun, and you know when women cheat, it's pretty hard for you to figure out if they've cheated on you because they know how to clean their tracks compared to men. All right. So to be a god and goddess in the bedroom, you have to pay attention. You have to be open to corrections. When your wife tells you, "Oh, baby, this is not how to do it," or I don't feel a thing when you do this certain thing, do not take offense. Do not let your ego make you not learn how to please your partner, because when they're telling you this because they don't want to do it with any other person out there. They want you to learn their bodies. So be open, and women, be open to communicating. If you do not communicate how you want it to be done, men will not know. You know why? Because they do not understand your terrain. They do not know the workings. As in, like, they only know that when you touch certain parts of the woman's body and she can get sensitive, or she can enjoy it, or she can get excited. But you need to explain how exciting that can be and what can propel that excitement, what patterns, what strokes can, what consistency and what rhythm can get them there. It is not about knowing what the anatomies are. It is about how those anatomy can be activated. And there are certain ways that you can do it to activate, you know, that excitement in such a way that that woman, she starts dripping all of the juices. So with that, and also factoring in that there is a thing called orgasm gap, you will be able to breach the gap. Because once you quickly know what gets your woman turned on, what gets her faster to the edge, what patterns, what stroke she likes, you're able to bring her to the edge such that when you come close to the edge yourself, she has already climaxed. In fact, before you even climax once, she has climaxed twice. Women can have multiple orgasms. It just depends on how you understand this particular woman that you are with and how you walk on that body. You play on that body like a guitar. You take your time. You bring in eye contact, your body language, the things that you say, because women are also moved by words. Listen, if I were to go deep down into this conversation, it will take 30 minutes. Women are moved by words. So don't you forget to speak the words that they need to hear. Don't be silent. Men, I would encourage you from now on. I always say this time and time again. Don't be too masculine in such a way that you find it so difficult to be vocal. Be vocal, express yourself, mourn, groan if you need to. Express yourself. Tell your woman how she makes you feel. Tell your woman how you're feeling while you're thrusting her. Make her feel good. And do not squeeze her twin towers. Treat your woman's body like egg. Your woman's body is fragile. When you're squeezing like this, and her baby comes, she gets pregnant, her baby comes and sucks, and you know babies, when they start to suck, they will drag and bite. Women's body go through a lot. So when you're with your woman, make sure that you're touching her in a tender way. It's only a stupid man who will squeeze and drag and bite and no. Even when you're going down there, that place is not momo. Momo is meat. It's not the skin of a cow. So don't drag it. When you're going down on a woman, make sure that you're putting, it depends on the pressure that you're put. Don't suck it in, because the truth is that there's a way that you can suck up your woman's powerhouse that it becomes, it loses its elasticity. It loses its elasticity. It loses its elasticity. Oh, Jesus. It loses its elasticity. Yeah. All right. Don't suck so to a point that it now becomes deformed. One side is now longer than the other side, or one side is now looking swollen. That if she does that to your balls, how would you feel? If she does that and one ball is now longer than the other ball, won't you hate her for doing that? Temper justice with mercy. What is it? Some of you will go and drag. Baby, do you feel it? How do you feel it? And you're drag. What is it? Our bodies are soft. Handle it with care. It is not by how tough or how strong or how much pressure you put on those parts of our body. Especially the twin tower. If you can, the back is okay because the back is fat. Nothing goes wrong with that. You can spank it and do whatever you need. But you see the powerhouse. You see the powerhouse down there. It's fragile. It is soft. Don't go and be sucking it like Momo, like you're sucking periwinkle. No, don't do that. Better still, just use your tongue. Wiggle it. Attend to your woman's body like treasure because you want it to look good even in old age. That's all I have for you. I don't know. I was thinking this video was going to be for women, but as it is for men. Because I think it's been a while that I talked to men about how to handle women. So listen, once you understand the orgasm gap and how to bring your woman to the edge such that you bridge the gap between you both timing, that's all it takes. It's just about you understanding a woman. Okay? All right then. Thank you so much, guys, for being part of this show. It's been one amazing show back to back. I think the only time that I slowed down was in November because I had so many engagements here and there. So I want to say thank you so much, guys, for taking out time to watch my video, for contributing. The engagement on my post has been so amazing. I couldn't have done this. I couldn't have come this far without you guys watching, communicating. And I am hoping that, I am hale and hearty to bring you more content in 2024. I wish you a very, very prosperous 2024. See you there. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Mwah. I love you guys.